This is Real News Media TV, coverage you can trust. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates. 3 females injured in motor vehicle accident in St. James. 3 women have been admitted to hospital for serious injuries they sustained following their involvement in a motor vehicle accident which occurred along the section of the Reading Main Road in St. James on Monday, June 7. Reports are that shortly after 9:30 a.m., the 3 women were traveling in a Toyota Vitz motor vehicle from the directions of Reading towards Bogue. On reaching the stoplight intersection in the vicinity of D&D Bottlers Limited, the vehicle in which the 3 females were traveling was in the process of turning at the stoplight when they crashed into a pickup truck. The police and fire department were summoned, and it took the firemen over an hour to cut the victims from the wrecked vehicle. All 3 victims were rushed to the hospital where they were treated and admitted in serious conditions. Alleged hitman in Tamara Digges murder again remanded in custody. Brian Shelley, the alleged triggerman in the Friday, June 19, 2020 murder of 36-year-old Trelawney woman Tamara Digges, was again remanded in custody when he appeared in the Trelawney Circuit Court yesterday. Shelley, a native of Norwood, St. James, is booked to return to court on Thursday, July 1. The court, presided over by Chief Justice Brian Sykes, was told that Shelley is expected to settle legal representation by the time he returns for trial next month. Last year, Geddes was gunned down in her bedroom in the reserve community of Trelawney in the presence of her 10-year-old daughter. 40-year-old Nadine Geddes, who pleaded guilty to the murder of her 36-year-old sister, was sentenced to 20 years in prison at hard labor in the Trelawney Circuit Court in March. Nadine's 2 daughters, 21-year-old Shanice Ruddock and a 15-year-old, who both pleaded guilty to misprision of felony in the case, were each given 3 years probation by presiding judge Justice Martin Gale. Rexon Knott, 24, another defendant, who was jointly charged with murder and conspiracy to murder in the matter, pleaded not guilty and was set free as the court had insufficient evidence to proceed against him. But 55-year-old Owen Irvin, who pleaded guilty to murder and conspiracy to murder, and 33-year-old Tashana Young, who had pleaded guilty to conspiracy to murder, were sentenced to 20 years and 5 years respectively. Meanwhile, 21 lotto scamming-related matters dominated the 80 cases on the list for trial during the Easter session of the Trelawney Circuit Court. The other matters include 19 murder offenses, 11 rapes, 9 sex with minors, 5 causing death by dangerous driving, 4 wounding with intent, among others. Pastor accused of raping 15-year-old girl turns himself into the police. The St. James-based pastor, who is accused of raping a 15-year-old girl, has turned himself into the police. The news was informed that he turned up at the Freeport police station on Monday afternoon. He will be questioned by detectives from the Center for the Investigation of Sexual Offenses and Child Abuse, CISOCA. It's alleged that in March, the pastor visited the home of the teenager in a St. James community and sexually assaulted her. The matter was reported to the police on May 28. 24 arrested in Clarendon for breaching curfew. The Clarendon police on Sunday arrested and charged 24 people for breaching the Disaster Risk Management Act. They were stopped during an operation in the vicinity of the Mineral Heights roundabout after the 2 p.m. curfew began. I'm very disappointed that we have so many persons on the road with no reasonable cause to be out after curfew. We find that some persons who are not on that listing and are all over the place. So we are doing the enforcement now and ensure to send a message to say it's not business as usual, Superintendent of Police Christopher Phillips said. He said the police have noticed that there has been widespread disregard for the curfew. Based on our observation, we have seen that there was a greater level of compliance on public holidays, but for some reason, since of late, persons no longer observe the time period for curfew, especially on Sundays, as up to 4 hours after the curfew has begun, persons are still on the road without any reasonable excuse why they are on the road. So we're sending a message to persons and we're asking them to please obey the curfew time that is set by the government, he said. Superintendent Phillips said several parents had to be called to collect their underage children who were also picked up during the curfew hours. Hanover man killed in motor vehicle crash. A 57-year-old Hanover man was killed yesterday in a motor vehicle crash at the intersection of Bogue Hill Road and AGS Coombs Main Road in St. James. The deceased has been identified as Hugh Archer of Askinish District in Hanover. The police said that about 9:40 a.m., the driver of a Mazda Demio motor car in which Archer was a passenger lost control of the vehicle and collided with a Toyota Hilux motor truck which was traveling in the opposite direction. The police were called and Archer was taken to the hospital where he was pronounced dead. Child agency seeks boy who says he wants to become a gunman. The Child Protection and Family Services Agency is seeking to locate a boy seen in a viral video who revealed in the presence of amused adults that he wanted to become a gunman in the future. We are seeking the public's assistance to locate this child seen in a recent viral video, the CPFSA stated on Tuesday, showing a photograph of the child from a screen grab of the video. In the 29-second video, a male voice can be heard asking the boy, who appeared to be below the age of 10, what he wanted to become when he grew up. "Gunman," responded the child. "No, brother," the man replied to the child's disclosure, to which the child further responded, "How you mean?" Laughter can then be heard from the other persons in close vicinity to the interaction between the adult and the child. The child went on further to comment that, "'Cause you know hear say gunman kill police on TV every day." To the credit of the unidentified man, he advised the child that he cannot become a gunman. "No man, you can't be a gunman. Look here," the man said, as he tried to push the child's head with his hand for him to look into what appeared to be the cell phone camera. "How you mean?" the child again responded as he wrestled away from the man's hand. "But you can't tell me where fi be brother. You can't tell me where fi be brother," the child said. The man then grabbed the boy by his shirt and once again told him that he could not embark on becoming a gunman. "Me I be where me want be," the child insisted as the video ended. The video, which first appeared on social media site TikTok, has gone viral with several persons commenting that they did not find the content humorous. "This is alarming, man. Where the joke there? JCF needed right here," commented one woman. Added another woman, "Him need proper guidance, poor soul. That's all the news he watch on TV every day. It's just something about murder. Help him, CPFSA." However, one woman urged the CPFSA not to take the child away from his family, but instead provide counseling. "If you're not going to take that child from him parents, him still going to be a gunman if him mind set on it. He is young, so just give him good counseling and done. Because some kids go into the system, it goes all upside down," she argued. Meanwhile, the CPFSA is urging anyone with information that can lead to the child being located to contact the agency at 876-469-4100. Woman dies, 9 injured in Pogwalk crash. The police have confirmed that a woman died this morning following a collision involving a motor car and a minibus along the Pogwalk Gorge in St. Catherine. The woman, whose identity has not yet been released, was traveling in the minibus, which plunged into the rear cobra during the incident. She was pulled from the river by men at the scene. The police said 9 other people were taken to the hospital after the incident, which occurred about 9:15 this morning. Motorists are being urged to expect delays in the areas and to proceed with caution. Please remember to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates.